Hello, 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 and welcome back to Noble Self-Publishing Academy. My name is Jen. You are officially watching lesson number 7 of the free mini course, What Goes in Your Book Besides Your Book? Front and Back Matter Essentials. So this is a free class. There are certain bonus materials that you don't get access to if you're watching this on YouTube. So I'm leaving the link to the class in the description if you guys are interested in the bonus materials. And if not, then this should get you started anyway. So now, lesson number 7, the glossary. There are a few instances of books where you might need a glossary. Sometimes with certain books, it is necessary to have sort of a glossary of terms or whatever in the back. And typically, some of the types of books that this might happen with is if you're writing a science fiction or fantasy, right? So especially if there's like a whole different world, if there are different types of creatures, if there is a, say, underground organization that handles certain specific things that are only pertinent to this particular series or story, anything like that, where people might potentially need to reference and look up a meaning of something, that's where you would want to have a glossary of terms. Another instance of a book where you might need a glossary is if there are words in other languages still present in your book. So if you're doing like a memoir and you grew up in Germany or the Philippines or wherever it might be that you grew up, and there are elements of that language and or that culture still in the book, then, and if it's in another language, you would italicize it and then, make sure at the end of the book that you have these words listed and have definitions to go with them, The other time you might need a glossary is if it's a book on a specific industry. Every industry has its own terminology and its own like kind of lingo, I guess. So if you're writing a book that kind of goes into depth about a specific industry, then you would want to include a glossary of terms. So I think that's about it. On that note, I know this was kind of a short lesson. I really don't want to, do around too much. I'm just kind of including the most important information. The next lesson, lesson number 8, is on your references and or resources. So that's what we'll be covering in the next lesson. In the meantime, happy self-publishing, and I will see you here shortly.